Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin. I'm no longer bored, but I'm still a little bit infuriated with PlayStation Network going down, so I don't even want to look at my PlayStation 5. So hey, let's go over some more rumors going about this one on Ghost of Yotei because, well, it needs more bad publicity. Over in that Park Place rumor, again, take this one with a mountain of salt directly from the salt mines. Sony executives not happy with initial Ghost of Yotei response. No shit. Maybe, just maybe, Sucker Punch, you could have avoided or maybe vetted your voice actress and not picked the most insufferable activist out there? Maybe? I don't know. And the developers were blindsided with a new female character. Now, if you believe that, I have some oceanfront property in Arizona to sell you. But anyway, let's continue. We're going to skip that, John, because you just repeat yourself. But yeah, most of them do. Blindsided by new female characters. I think I said this last one, but yeah, go ahead and press X to doubt in the comment section down below. YouTuber Endymion, because shared this information from alleged insider. Endymion's insider is Mike Zero. Jokes, folks. Jokes. I'm making fun. This is a fun video. Apparently, Ghost of Yotei blindsided many people that were working at Sony. It was their show. It was Sony's show. But you, the publisher, and you want us to believe someone, this insider that got Endymion this information, wants us to believe that Sony didn't know what was going on? Maybe. The massively astronomical amount of incompetence there when it was a trailer for your own show? We're not made aware of what Sucker Punch was making. I have a quest. Someone help me out here. Explain how that can happen. The Ghost of Yotei trailer was released at PlayStation State of Play this previous week, and you're trying to tell me that the trailer was not vetted in any way, shape, or form. That Sucker Punch was working on a video game for Sony Online Entertainment to publish. Online Entertainment? Anyway, for Sony to publish, and people in charge at Sony, executives, or like all the people over there didn't know. Help me out, because I think my brain is malfunctioning on this one. He added, quote, and that people in the mid-levels of Sony were actually confused when Yotei was announced because they were under the impression that Jin Sakai would be getting a sequel. So either we're making shit up as we go along, or there is an astronomical level of incompetence going on at Sony. Maybe a little bit of both. Who knows? You be the judge on that one. Endymion also shared, quote, and they are not happy at all when it comes to the response of that game either. Again, the duh heard round the world. People are not responding to this because, again, I've said it before, whether or not I agree with the response, whether or not I like it, regardless of my opinion. And yes, I do think it is a rather overblown response. It's an overreaction. However, much like Az's rant, his pronoun rant of last year, I can understand why. And that's where nuance comes in. You may not like it, you may not agree with it, but there's a reason for it, because one game after another, one TV show after another, one movie after another, what is this, Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, or Marvel, whether it's one video game after another, one beloved IP, popular game, again, like in this case, Ghost of Tsushima. One after another, the predominantly male-run franchise has been switched out. And can we really call Ghost of Yotei or Ghost of Tsushima part of a franchise just yet? I guess with the introduction of a second game, it is becoming a franchise. They're trying to turn it into a franchise, which, you know, good luck to you. But all these beloved franchises that are dominated by powerful, strong, masculine men, manly men in tights, taken over by the strong female character. In and of itself, in a vacuum, there is nothing wrong with that. However, we've been inundated with garbage over and over and over again. So, unfortunately, the knee-jerk reaction that we have to deal with and have to maybe explain away, might not be the right term, but I hope you know what I mean, that we have to deal with is the reaction to the female protagonist in Ghost of Yotei. And, of course, the voice actress blocking people that A, did not interact with her at all, and B, said positive things about her, about the game, about the possibility. And of course, if you look at her resume, it's a pretty extensive, and they're not all garbage games. Blocking people over and over again didn't really look all that good for the game. And then people went dig up what sort of a, to put it mildly, a massive activist she is. Such a pleasant person. Can't wait to see how this marketing campaign's gonna go when they start asking her questions. But anyway, you have to, it's unfortunately what's to be expected, because when we're given female protagonists over and over again, the games are garbage, so it's one failure after another after another. We've been conditioned, much like Pavlov's dog, to expect something when we see something. The game received mixed reactions, with a number of top comments bemoaning Sucker Punch abandoning Jin Sakai's story. Now, that is a complaint I can get behind, because if you're expecting a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, you're expecting a continuation of Jin's story. And if you do want to have anything to do with this game because it is not a continuation of Jin's story, then I do believe you have a fair argument. I'm not going to say anything about it. Let's see. One lamented, imagine hearing about Jin as a legendary folktale quest. Now, if they added in like that, because the game said 300 or so odd years afterwards, I think that would be interesting for the game. Another wrote, Ghost of was the best idea to stick with. Well, that's what they went with, and it's going to take some time to see how successful they were with that idea. Let's see, this way they can tell loads of different stories from different eras, showing pretty cool characters. So this is set in 1600, turn of blah, etc., etc. Essentially, praising the idea, complimenting the idea. Maybe not praising but, complimenting it. Jin is literally a ghost now. Maybe they could put it as Jin is part of the mask. I haven't played Ghost of Tsushima yet. It is on my to-do list. But if it is the mask itself, that is the ghost, perhaps having Jin being part of the mysticism, part of the ghost, part of the mask. Maybe? Do you think they could possibly do that? Oh, I need to play Ghost of Tsushima. Let's see. One person pilloried the game, comparing it to Assassin's Creed Shadows. Oh, I think people out there have a little bit more faith in Sucker Punch than they do in Ubisoft. So Sucker Punch saw Assassin's Creed Shadows and went, all right, hold my sake. My goodness. Let's see. Another shared Ainu, native people of Izo, Hokkaido. I'm pronouncing that wrong, and I do apologize. Called Mount... Oh, okay. I'm going to apologize right up front because I'm about to butcher a whole bunch of names. Mount Yotei with Maka Rini Puri, or Female Mountain. And someone mentioned the mountain is believed to have the power to strengthen women's energy. Oh, people are looking further and further into this trailer. What a way to choose a scene and a protagonist. This is what we call artists actually doing their research. So let's go back up here. So apparently this mountain has some sort of significance. I think that's interesting. Let's see. The rest of the article is, people going back and forth, giving their pros, giving their cons. Of course, Kabrutus comes in here with but the female protagonist of the next Ghost game is not because of DEI reasons. Well, Sony's corporate message, Sony's corporate report kind of disagrees with that. So we have to wonder how much Sony is involved in this. And I would think they're pretty involved because they want to make the money. They are the publisher. And again, the idea that people at Sony had no idea that there was going to be a female protagonist in Ghost of Yotei before the trailer was shown off. on the state of play, I find that exceptionally hard to believe. But I'm going to go ahead and link. I'm going to link this. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Do you believe at all, executives, people inside Sony, the publishers of this game, do you think they had no idea? Do you believe that they were blindsided? I do 100% believe that they were not happy with the initial reaction. They were shocked and surprised by the initial reaction because, well, yeah, a lot of people were. But the idea, they were blindsided. They had no idea it wasn't going to be a Jin sequel story, and they had no idea that this was going to be a female-driven character. Female-driven character? A female protagonist. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to pick on anyone, but maybe I am. The idea that Sony didn't know, massive X to doubt from myself. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Leave a like, leave a dislike, do all those nifty little things that YouTubers beg you to do, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye-bye.